Hey everyone, and welcome to the Nostalgia Effect, the podcast where we examine movies from our childhood through the lens of adulthood. We are back. I am Amy, and we got Joe and Johnny.
Hey,
That's true.
Oh.
We do have both of us here.
And today we are super excited to talk about...
super excited.
Well, I think we're more excited to talk about the trailers we're going to talk about before the actual movie that we're talking about today.
We're not talking about anything today.
But because the new Lion King remake is coming out, we thought we'd talk about Lion King 1.5.
Well,
Not to be
Amy,
confused.
I wanted to talk about it.
With Lion King 2,
Simba's Pride.
Pride.
Is that what it's called? I was like,
Yeah.
no, it's called Simba
Because
something.
he's
I was
so
like,
proud.
yeah, which or the Lion King 3,
Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata,
Which,
AKA.
which fun fact, is the movie we're talking about today.
the Lion King
1.5.
and a half.
But I think, Joe, we do have a couple trailers to talk about, but Joe, we want to talk about your trailer first?
Yes. I am beside myself with excitement for The Kingsman.
Me too.
I love the original Kingsman. The second one is not as good, but still wonderful.
It's fun.
It's a lot of fun. Exactly.
The scene in the shop, on that entire island, Julianne Moore's island, is so cool.
Yeah, in
With
the
Elton John.
restaurant and all that.
Yeah.
And they feed the guy into the meat grinder.
Yeah.
And I just love those films, and I'm really excited because they're gonna do a third one with Eggsy.
Yeah.
To like close out Eggsy and Harry's story. But they're also going to do this new prequel.
Yeah.
And there's also going to be
Interesting. Is it Matt Vaughn?
Yeah, it is. It's Matthew Vaughn, and at least he's certainly producing it.
I know he's
It's
producing
coming
it, but
from
I mean,
him.
like,
It feels like him, like in terms of look.
I'm looking it up.
But it's also going to be sort of the beginning of a TV series. I guess they're going to do a TV series.
Ooh, it comes out on Valentine's Day.
Which
They
I
all
feel
have.
like they have.
Yeah, they all have.
It is directed by Matthew Vaughn.
Hell
sweet.
yeah.
Cool.
Who I love his work too.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm just super jazzed for that film, and I was excited about it when I heard they were going to do it. I think last year is when they announced it, and it's just Ray Fiennes,
Yeah,
and to see the
God.
beginning of the Kingsman,
Ray
and
Fiennes is pretty good.
yeah. So I'm just and to see like all of the cool, crazy stuff that the Kingsman can do, but in the First World War, is
Yeah,
gonna be
I do
awesome.
think it's an interesting setting. I liked all the the exterior shots. The shots themselves look pretty epic. I think
Yeah.
World War One is a very interesting
it is.
subject,
Yeah, we
especially
don't get a lot of
to-
World War One movies.
Well, I feel like Wonder Woman may have opened the floodgates a little bit
Yeah.
because that was. I mean, they sort of retimed her to World War One because she was actually supposed to be World War Two.
Yeah. But so that's I'm definitely interested, especially all the weird because that's like turn of the century, like new like the birth of like new modern quote unquote modern warfare.
Yeah, they had machine guns, but they were like big, heavy Gatling guns.
Yeah, but I
things
mean,
like that.
it was like the first
I mean, they weren't actually Gatling
real.
guns,
It was
but yeah.
what we would think of warfare,
As mechanized war.
As-
The first
yeah.
time that
Yeah.
we saw
Yeah.
mechanized warfare. Yeah, that's
which
absolutely
led
right.
to like just incredible body counts.
Yeah.
Like just people were getting mowed down, and because it was the first time this sort of thing had been used in warfare. And I think it's interesting, especially with Kingsman being like the spy organization that has like a bunch of nifty, cool shit,
yeah.
cool gadgets and stuff. I'm interested to see how they tie in that time period with all the crazy shit
Like,
that
maybe
it's very
they're-
much like, sorry to interrupt, but it's very much like steampunk.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Yeah.
thinking like
Yeah.
it'd be like
yeah,
shit
I was
like
gonna
that.
say like kind of our gadgets that we have now, but like that are
But the prototypes.
yeah,
for
they're
those.
prototypes for it.
And I mean, even just how it ends with like the sword cane, like old style,
Yeah.
cool stuff. So I'm just really, really excited for that film.
Yeah, I think it looks super cool. And I told you this, Joe, after I first watched it, is I didn't like. I kind of had suspicions when I saw the title, but I didn't realize that it was a Kingsman movie until you like see Ray Fiennes open that bookcase and then step out of you see
you
the
see the tailor
cane
shop
and the
and-
shoes
yeah.
outside the shop, and I was just like, yes, this is what I thought it was gonna be, and I'm so excited.
Yeah. And now it's just like, man, February feels so far away.
I know. It's what, 6 months
million
away?
years.
7 months away now?
No, it's just under 6 because we're in month 7. So it
Yeah.
was 6 months away last year. So
Last year?
Yeah. So 5 months.
Last year, Joe?
Last month.
Yes, last year, Amy. God, how many times do we have to say
It's
it?
been a really long month.
It's been a really long year.
Yeah, so we're all in consensus. We're excited.
I am interested to see what other, because I feel like the only recognizable actor, at least to me, was Ray Fiennes. And I'm
Digimon,
wondering-
how do you pronounce his last name?
Jaimin Hansu's in it. Too.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that was the other one, which I love him stuff. So
Yeah,
I like,
he's good.
that'd
So yeah, it'll
interesting.
just be cool to watch. It'll be
Yeah.
a really cool, fun
Really
movie.
fun. And they, all the Kings movies have such great fight scenes.
Yeah.
So it's like, I wonder if they'll do more, like, gunfights or hand-to-hand combat.
I think it'll be like hand-to-hand and sword fight stuff.
Yeah, especially since it's like, early 1900s.
Yeah.
The other cool trailer that came out, Amy, that Amy was just watching and trying not to cry about.
I know, it's so good.
Just cry about it, you little crybaby. Jesus.
I am going to cry about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Getting
cry
all
about the
weepy.
new Mulan trailer.
That's a weird thing to cry about, but all right.
Hey, I there are some people I watched a couple trailer reactions because some of my friends did some, and like one of my friends actually cried because it was so powerful to her.
What a loser! I'm just kidding. Yeah, I never understood crying. I don't know, whatever. Good, more power to you, honestly.
Like, I mean, it's something that hits you emotionally.
I guess.
I guess you do have a cold black heart. I do too, but there's some things that are like I'm very passionate about, like diversity in filmmaking,
like
and this
Asian
is
women. I'm also very. No, I'm just kidding.
like this is something that's a very diverse in like it's got a female director, it's got an entirely Asian cast, and it's going to be one of, if not the best, actually it is going to be the best Disney live action remake.
What if it sucks?
It's the only Disney live action remake that I'm excited for.
I agree. I think it looks like it will be the best. That's not saying much, but this
No.
movie actually looks.
It
a
has
lot
a
better.
very
at
low
least-
bar.
It has people in it. It
Yeah.
makes
Yeah.
sense that it's a live action movie because there's people.
Yeah, and see, here's the thing: is when they first started doing this they did it with Cinderella, and I feel like Cinderella, which is it's actually a really
lot of
nice
people don't
movie.
really consider that Cinderella like a live action remake, but
What? Who's a lot of people?
I mean, I've heard people are like, "Is Cinderella really a live action remake?" And they like kind of forget about it.
Well, it's a forgotten movie. I agree.
It's kind of like
But
when
it
people
is-
forget that X-Men started the big superhero boom because it kind of got to the gold standard with
Yeah.
Spider-Man, with Raimi's Spider-Man. But Cinderella did start us off.
I mean, I think that was like Disney's first foray into be like,
Yeah.
we're gonna tell the story with actors.
Yeah.
And it's a good movie. Like, it's a really nice, sweet,
Is it?
I
good
was not
movie.
too fond of it.
It's a really sweet movie. It's Kenneth Branagh, so it's got
Okay.
it's got some. It has some umph to it. It's well put together, and it's just a really sweet, nice movie. And then we had, I think, Jungle Book was next, and
Was it?
I think so. And then I was really excited for Jungle Book because I thought like, oh, they're gonna go back to essentially Rudyard Kipling's source material. And if you've not read Jungle Book, listener, I highly recommend it. It's a really badass adventure story. And I remember thinking like, oh, they're gonna do essentially the source material live action. It's gonna be fantastic. And then they kind of did a weird quasi remake of the animated one that had some of the musical numbers, but didn't have a lot of them and wasn't quite a musical, and it was just kind of all over the place for me, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
If you
And
want to
then-
get into sorry, Joe, to interrupt. If you want to really get into semantics,
We don't. Let's move on.
There was 101 Dalmatians with
Glenn Close.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then after that, and
yeah.
then they did Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, you're right, Alice in Wonderland. So I won't count the Glenn Close 101 Dalmatians only because I think the Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland is
Kind of
was
what
the first in
started,
the new push.
Yeah,
for
there's
these.
also a '94 Jungle Book.
Yeah,
But
I know
isn't-
about that.
but
Jason
isn't-
Scott Lee, right?
Isn't
Stephen Summers
isn't
directed, yeah.
the Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland? Isn't it like a? It's not a direct
sequel to
re-
the movie.
Well, it's
No,
not.
it's
It's more
it's like a
based off
sequel,
the books.
right?
No, it's a redo because then they did a second one that was Through the Looking Glass. or
Yeah,
something
it's
like
more
that.
based off of the actual books.
You're right, but it's terrible.
It's so bad.
I
I
remember.
own-
I vaguely remember seeing it and being
I
like,
own the Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland. I've watched it once since I bought it years ago.
Yeah, that's too many times. That's too many times.
I watched it in theaters too.
Yeah, that's. Anyway, so and then they did Beauty and the Beast, which is essentially a remake of the fantastic and nearly perfect original, and then
But that was
Aladdin,
their,
which
like,
was also a remake of the nearly perfect original.
Well, that's when they started hitting their like 90s Renaissance,
yeah, where
Disney
they started
Renaissance
pilfering,
masterpiece,
pillaging
yeah,
their
pretty
masterpieces.
much.
Yeah.
And they've done it with The Lion King. In the case of Mulan, though, they've done what I was hoping they would have done with the Jungle Book, which is go back to the original folktale of Mulan, of Fa Mulan, and
Now, how do we know this? Did they
well,
say that,
this is my guess because
it's just your guess.
yeah, because there's no
I've
musical,
also read speculation on this online.
there's no
multiple
musical
places.
stuff in it.
There
There's
is
no
okay.
Mushu. There's
Seems strange.
apparently they got the style of the house wrong. It's a Fujianese style house, and she's from the north. So
This is me falling
she's-
asleep, listener.
She's in the she's living in the wrong kind of house for where she needs to be to fight the Huns. But I think that it seems like what they're doing is going back to the original source material for Mulan and making a movie about that. And I already love that movie, the animated film, and I'm excited now about a new take on the original source.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, he's not kidding you. Amy.
Oh no, I'm not talking about
I
that.
know.
I'm talking about Wikipedia. There's a list of everything that they're coming out with, and I'm not excited.
But interesting. I find it interesting because everything so far that Disney has been releasing has been pretty much like 1-to-1 sequels with like maybe like a few things differentiating. This Lion King one that we just saw.
Yeah, by the time this comes out, Lion King will be out. But
you guys have already seen
we
it.
have we've already seen it. Joe has not seen it,
Yeah,
but we'll
because
probably be
they
seeing it this
didn't
weekend.
invite me.
I only had one open spot.
And she chose me.
Name of your sex.
Oof. Rough one.
Joe, you're gonna make me start coughing, and it's not gonna be fun.
But I mean, they've all been like relatively 1-to-1 comparisons. So I am interested. If you're right, if you guys are both right, if it is just like a more traditional take on the Mulan folktale, that's interesting. Although it would seem,
And they're aiming for hopefully some kind of historical accuracy. But
see,
mixed
I don't,
with, like,
I don't buy any of that
cool-
shit because this is Disney we're talking about, and they don't give a fuck about any of that. They want seats, asses in seats, and they want to
seats
print
and
that
asses.
money.
They do.
And the way they've been going about it is just like, we'll just give them what they want, and what they want, quote unquote, the masses, is just a 1-for-1 remake of all this shit, except with live action, in live action.
Or at least photorealistic in the case of the new Lion King.
Yes, I mean, but that's a whole mess, because that shit I was
Right.
talking to
Right.
Amy,
Yeah.
that exists in its own as a cartoon, and it has no purpose and no reason to exist outside of a cartoon.
No.
Like, everything in that
Yeah.
movie works because it is a cartoon. If you take that element out, and then the movie doesn't work, which is my review of Lion King 2019. But like, Mulan and like these other Disney movies that they're remaking, they at least they don't have to, like, Mulan does not have to be a cartoon.
No, it doesn't.
You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
the
It
fact
could
that it's a
easily-
cartoon just happens to be
It just happens to be a cartoon. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does not at all have to be a cartoon. So like that already, I'm like, okay, that's a step forward. But I don't.
really
Disney's
good film.
if it is indeed the way Disney's going to go about it, and like making it more authentic to whatever the thing is, I just don't see them doing that. I feel like people want to go see Mulan because they love the original Disney movie. And that includes the songs. That includes Mushu. Like, that includes all of that stuff. I mean, it's not the only reason people like it, but I'm saying, like, if your marketing campaign, and we just got the first trailer, so we don't really know the marketing campaign, like, what exactly it's going to be.
Well, they have been clear about the fact that the songs will be gone. They will use the music from the songs in the score, but the songs will be gone. And I'm pretty sure they confirmed there was no Mushu.
Yeah, there's
already
there's no mention of him in any of the credits on IMDb.
Yeah. So I think they're and also like,
that's like
the other main characters from the film are not listed in the main credits.
Yeah, which is just a
Actually,
strange
like,
departure.
The three guys that she becomes friends with, their names are listed in the credits there.
But it just seems so strange that for this film they would take a radical turn from what they've been doing. Like The Lion King,
I think
was
they've been
straight-
listening to people who have been like, I don't like these 1-for-1 remakes. Like, yeah, they've been making a lot
they're
of
not
movies.
they're not
been
listening to
making-
people because the reviews suck for them, but they print money.
Yeah.
Disney don't give a fuck about
I
the
think they
reviews.
I think what happened is that they hired Nikki Caro, the director of Whale Rider, and she's
and she's a
basically
little bit
just
more of a-
making a movie. Disney. She's like, I want to make the movie this way, and Disney's like, okay, that works.
Well,
for us.
because like Tim Burton did that with Dumbo. He made a movie that's not a shot-for-shot remake of Dumbo. The entirety of the animated Dumbo is in the first 15 minutes of the Tim Burton movie. 15 to 20 minutes. It's there's really nothing there.
Well, I mean, yeah, but isn't the first? Isn't
It's
like
a terrible movie.
the original Dumbo is rather short as a feature?
It's
isn't
like
it?
64 minutes or something.
Yeah, it's a
so-
little bit over an hour.
Yeah, so I figured. So I did know that they had to like add extra stuff because
Yeah, they had this whole
movie
plot with
itself.
Michael Keaton's character, and it's just a shit show. And they had Alan Arkin in there, and it made no sense.
Oh, I love Alan Arkin.
He's great, but his character made no sense. I'm looking at this list on Wikipedia.
Did he make any dollars?
No, it really did not make any money at all.
No, it made no sense.
It made no sense,
no
and it made no
dollars.
dollars. I'm looking at a list on Wikipedia of some of the movies coming up, and I did not realize. I think I heard it, but I just didn't process it. They're making a Lady and the Tramp remake for Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I looked at the nav image that they have on their Wikipedia, and it looks like it could actually be real dogs.
Huh.
And so maybe they're going to do like a Homeward
Like
Bound
Air
type
Buddies?
thing. Yeah.
Air Bud. Let's get an Air Bud remake.
It has Tessa Thompson, probably as Lady.
Oh.
Nah, I think she's gonna be the tramp.
I mean, you never know.
It's a gender bender.
Boom.
It's
looking for
2019,
this.
Amy. All right.
Yeah,
Or
that
2020, whatever. When that
it
movie
comes out
comes
November 12th, 2019 when Disney Plus launches.
Huh.
But
Oh, interesting.
Wait, that's in a few months.
It is.
yeah,
I'm
It's a
excited.
film?
I,
It's not.
it
it's
is.
Or I-
It says it's a film.
I don't know. Amy's
I-
getting her information from Wikipedia.
The
so.
shit that they're coming out with though for Disney Plus, I was talking to my friend about this because I was saying, you know, if it's really cool that Sam Wilson gets to be Captain America now, but if we never see him again, I don't think it counts. And then I remembered, like, oh yeah, there's Falcon and Winter Soldier, the TV series, which is going to be live action. That was going to be on there,
Yeah.
and he's probably going to be Captain America. And I just keep having trouble wrapping my mind around the fact that it's going to be live action shows that are, you know, Winter
With the
Soldier and
characters
Falcon
of the
and
movies.
Loki and
and the Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian and
with Werner Herzog.
Vision and Scarlet Witch, and just like these things that, and they're probably, especially like from the Marvel things, are probably going to be what everybody was kind of hoping the Netflix Marvel TV series
Yeah.
would be. Like,
Or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. maybe.
Nobody had any high expectations for that show. It's a network
But at
show.
least that one was connected to the MCU in a small capacity for a little bit.
yeah.
Not really.
Like,
I mean,
none of...
they did the Hydra thing. There was like a
Yeah,
whole thing.
I guess
It's
that's
I
just-
mean, like, I only watched like half of the first season.
yeah.
So you know nothing.
I
At
don't.
the end of the first season, which corresponds with Winter Soldier,
Oh,
like,
is that when it-
Shield
yeah.
collapses and the folks that
Actually,
we've
no,
been
I think I
following.
did watch the entire first season.
Yeah, but it's just the longer that show went on, the less I cared, and I stopped watching.
Yeah.
Like early season 2, I was like, nah, I'm okay. I got other things in my life. But anyway, that
Indeed.
is a good segue
Into-
into the movie that Amy forced us to watch.
Yes, Lion King 1.5, or AKA on IMDb, Lion King 3, Hakuna Matata.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was released in February of 2004, and
It's straight to DVD.
Yeah, it was straight to DVD.
One of- in a world where the gang watches their first Disney DVD direct-to-DVD sequel.
I mean, technically, I guess it's a sequel. You don't know the half of it. That's the tagline.
Which only works when it's 1.5.
Yeah.
It's true. But I mean, that was its original title. And I think
Yeah,
they
Yeah.
later
yeah, and I
got,
remember
like,
seeing like advertisements for it.
Yeah.
But this stars pretty much everybody from the original except for Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Because he died.
Yep.
Rest in peace.
But yeah, but it came out in 2004,
Four.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
DVD.
So I know, Johnny, you said you saw this. Joe, you
Yes.
had not seen it.
I had not seen it. Does that mean this movie came out 10 years after the original, like the original one
Yep.
in theaters?
But
Yeah.
like it came out like
After-
a little bit after the second one.
Yeah.
The second one, which is again straight to DVD or straight to home video, whatever.
Lion
That's
King
back
2
when Disney was doing
Lion
a lot
King
of
2
these.
Simba's Pride came out in 1999.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah, that's when they were
5
doing.
years.
They were like,
Mm-hmm.
"Ooh, we have a new home video market.
Yeah.
Let's just pump this shit out." And
Yeah.
then they did like sequels for all of their big movies.
Yeah.
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 'Cause remember, there's like, and like two
There's
or
like a
three,
Beauty
like
and the
there's
Beast ones.
Aladdin. There's two
Aladdins,
Aladdins. There's a couple Little Mermaids.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's
Which is just like,
okay.
I have the Aladdin ones. I love the Aladdin ones a lot.
the only ones that I really have seen are the Aladdin ones, and then I'm pretty sure I saw the second. I think I did see the second Lion King one. Don't really.
I don't
what the
remember
hell
anything
happened.
about
Oh,
Lion King 2
me
Simba's
either.
Pride.
He has a
Never-
daughter. That's all I know.
Yeah, and then they made like a TV show on Disney Channel
So it's
about
like
it.
a young, isn't there like a young Scar?
There's like
or
a young
something?
Scar
That's in
looking
the
kid.
TV show.
No,
yeah.
that's in the second
it?
movie.
I don't know. I don't remember. I never watched the TV show, and I
don't-
I
There was a
vaguely-
Timon and Pumbaa TV show. I don't think there was a Lion King TV show.
No, there's it's like Pride
wrong,
something.
I could be wrong. I remember the Timon and Pumbaa TV show. I like that one.
I didn't know there was a TV show.
The
for
Lion Guard. There were 2 seasons. It was in 2016 on Disney Channel.
What?
Or yeah,
that. How many seasons?
2 seasons, 55 plus episodes.
How would that help? No, first of all, neither of us were watching Disney Channel in 2016.
No.
You were because you were a little
No,
nerd.
I never said I watched
I know.
this show. I just heard of it when I was looking for this damn movie on IMDb.
But no, did you remember there was a Timon and Pumbaa like TV show, right?
No,
Like, there's
I
no-
don't remember that. This is the only Timon and Pumbaa thing I actually remember.
When was that?
Maybe I might be getting these things wrong. This is
I
what we were
think-
talking about. Our
Ooh, is Johnny getting something wrong?
Well, he rarely states facts, so this would be one of the rare times that he states a fact.
Timon and
that is
Pumbaa TV show.
Timon and Pumbaa.
There's a Timon and Pumbaa TV series, but I don't remember any of this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I was right. Yeah. Timon and Pumbaa. Yeah, there was from 1995 to 1999.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Where was this
baby.
on?
I'm assuming it was on Disney Channel.
Syndicated CBS, Toon Disney.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
It started, yeah. Oh.
I just recall having like tapes of them, and this is what we were getting
I watched
at. I was
the
watching
Little
it
Mermaid TV
in
show.
Spanish. I didn't even know there was a Little Mermaid. I remember there being the Timon and Pumbaa one, and then the Aladdin one. I do remember there was an Aladdin.
I just remember the Little Mermaid one because there was this some kind of crustacean, and he was like this mob, like the you see, I can't do that voice, you know.
I don't know what the hell that
I mean,
was.
like, get away from me, kid. You're bothering me.
Yeah, like the old timey gangster,
the continental
like the 20s.
accent.
That's specifically like the carnival barker. You know, step right up. Look at the bearded woman.
Yeah,
the
but
guy
he's
with
like
the claw hands.
he's like a 1920s gangster.
Sure.
Yeah. It's like him and like a shrimp.
Yeah. I think I kind of remember that now.
And there's like a boy mermaid, and she gets chased by a shark.
It's
and
called a merman.
Merman.
Although, if they're mermaids or the women, I feel like should be merbutlers for the men.
Boo. But back to the topic.
What do you remember about
on
this movie?
hand. I remember that I liked it. I thought it was really funny. I remember this came out in 2004. It was like,
So we were like 14, 15.
Yeah, so like it has what's her name? Julie Carver.
Yeah. Marge
yeah,
Simpson.
Marge
Marge
herself.
Simpson. Yeah, so I was like, this is
And
this is
Jerry
what-
Stiller.
And Jerry Stiller. Yeah, this is when I was like starting to get into kind of that sort of getting really deep into like comedy and comedy scene and stuff like that. So Simpsons was huge, and so I was like, oh, it's got that, and it had the original voices for Timon and Pumbaa, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
I mean, literally all of the voices of all the
They
characters
are
the
pretty much the
original
same,
voices,
which is interesting because like
except for
Matthew
young
Broderick's
Simba.
like in there, and you're just like, wait, what? That's weird. But I remember I liked it. I remember watching it and liking it a lot and thinking it was really funny. It was this weird, like super weird, just like bits where like they just used pieces of like animation from like the original Lion King, and then just like it was pretty much the what you would think of like a direct to DVD
video. Yeah.
direct to DVD like movie, but I found it that it had its charm, so I was like,
Yeah.
I liked it, like and then that's what I recall. I
Yeah.
haven't seen it. Like
I haven't
I'm
probably
pretty sure
watched
like I
this in
rented
like
it.
12 years.
Yeah, I think I like rented it like at a Hollywood Video, whatever point.
Yeah.
And I watched it, and I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. But
I remember like I said, I only watched the Lion King 2 once.
Yeah.
And I do remember enjoying this way more than enjoying that.
yeah,
Because I remember nothing of that, and I remember bits and pieces of this, only because it's so connected to the original.
yeah.
But yeah, I do like Johnny. I remember really liking it, and I thought it was kind of funny.
I thought it was just a weird because this is like a good example of like at least early in my mind connecting things to like meta humor.
Yeah.
So where it's like it was an interesting take, at least for me at that point in my life, because it's like
So they address the fact that it's a movie?
Yes,
Oh.
they do.
yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah, they're like watching the movie.
Huh.
So like the beginning plays out.
Spoilers.
Well, the beginning plays out like the
I don't think
the
it really
opening to the
matters.
Lion King.
Yeah.
Except they're watching the Lion King. It's Timon and
Yeah.
Pumbaa MST3K style with
Yeah.
the silhouette watching the Lion
Like
King.
that's what I remember about this, because I remember like
Yeah.
Timon brings in like a bucket of bugs, like
Yeah.
a bucket of popcorn.
Yeah.
And I think that might have been actually the way that they market, like the trailer in
I feel like
marketing.
I remember the trailer for that. Yeah, but I didn't realize that was in the movie. I thought that was just like a framing device for the trailer.
No,
to
that's like
explain
in-
the concept.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like in the movie. So
Oh.
Yeah, I think that this is also something that kind of like with like you, it really got me like into meta humor because I watched this a lot when it first came out, and I remember really enjoying
did
it.
you own this? Is it one of those
Yeah, I mean,
No. No.
I own it. Like, it's sitting right here in my lap for us to watch later. But yeah, we bought this.
That's Amy's personal copy.
This is my personal copy
Oh, okay,
with
I'm sorry.
vintage 2004
You were gonna
ads
say
in it.
90s.
I was gonna say 1994 ads. I've been saying that a lot because I just did a review on the 1994
Because she's
Lion
been
King.
smoking meth.
Well, that too.
She doesn't
That
know where
cough,
her
that was a
brain
meth
is.
cough.
It is a meth cough.
Yep, I'm sick.
Sick.
Stick in the head.
But Joe,
Yeah.
what are your initial thoughts going into this?
Yeah, have you heard of this
Out
movie
of-
before?
I had heard of it. I had heard of it. I was
Yeah.
aware that it existed. I learned at a very young age to steer well clear of any Disney direct-to-DVD
Yeah.
sequels to movies that were wonderful,
Mm-hmm.
and so I never sought it out. Yeah,
That makes sense. You were also what? Like this was when we were 14, so you would have been like.
I graduated high school the year before it came out.
Yeah, you would
Wow,
have been
okay,
like
yeah,
in
so that-
college,
yeah.
and you would have like just been like, I
was
want to be
busy-
as far away from
I was
this.
busy drinking
And this is definitely-
and doing drugs and women.
All the things that Joe doesn't
Yeah,
do
exactly.
now.
I would say this is definitely like we've talked about before, like difference between like family movies and kids movies.
Yeah.
Definitely a kids movie.
Yeah, this is definitely a kids movie, and I think also the fact with this, I had a 10-year-old and a 6-year-old sister
Oh, I thought you
when
said
this movie
daughter
came
for a
out.
second.
No, she had a 10-year-old daughter.
6-year-old daughter.
Yeah. So
14.
like that also kind
I got dark real quick.
that also kind of like contributed to the fact that I watched this a lot. So
Sure.
then two
I
very
was
young
just a
siblings.
very lonely kid
Yeah.
that had a video store next door.
Too much time.
Yes, too much tuna.
But anyways, you guys just want to go watch this movie now?
Just watch
Yes.
this movie.
And now, our feature presentation.
And we're back.
Yeah.
Joe.
Uh-huh.
I do not
Joe.
apologize for anything.
Well,
I
it's-
apologize.
You're on
for
brand.
Nothing.
Uh,
What's the hot take, Joe?
man, I found this movie to be relentlessly obnoxious.
Yep.
Interesting.
It is like because I remember the movie. It starts with like the "Na Savannah," and I was like, okay, but and then it goes immediately into making fun of the original Lion King, and I'm good with making fun of stuff, as you both know.
Yeah.
However,
Actually, you're not good at it. You're good with it, but you're not
That's what
exactly
he said. He
good.
said I'm good with.
exactly, I speak the truth. My word speaks only truth. But I it rubbed me very much so the wrong way that they were making fun of.
He didn't like to be rubbed that way.
It didn't give
That
its
was
consent.
a no rub.
That's true. There was no consent to the rub. It's like there's so many sequences in this film that directly poke fun at like beautiful, sincere,
Moments.
wonderful moments
Yeah.
in the original, and also while at the same time acting as continuity porn for the first one.
Oh my god. No.
all it is
what
just
the fuck is time in this movie?
yeah. And so that really bothered me a lot. I mean, there's one bit when like the Simba cloud like Stormhead is about to remember who
That's not
you
Simba,
are.
that's
I mean
Mufasa.
Mufasa. and then Timon's like, looks like the storm's rolling in. Let's get out of here, And it's just like, and I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But like, there's that bit where his mom is saying everything the light touches, and there's that beautiful music cue.
Yeah.
It's like
It's
somebody
somebody
else.
else's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, and I was like, I guess it's funny, but it just feels like a cheap joke at the
Oh,
expense
yeah,
of a
that's-
really good scene.
Yeah, I remember really loving those jokes, and then watching this, I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah.
this is so bad.
Yeah.
I still liked it.
I mean, there are
I
parts
still
that I
found it-
enjoyed.
I still found it charming.
There's also just like, it was a grab bag of humor because there's like the Fiddler on the Roof nod, with
Yeah,
Sunrise
well, and there's
Sunset.
also Good, Bad, and the Ugly nod, which is like my favorite score.
It's not just Good, Bad, and the Ugly. It's also Fistful of Dollars.
Well,
Yeah,
the-
Amy.
There's two Man with No
well-
Name Clint Eastwood nods, which
well,
is
I remember
Yeah.
I haven't seen Fistful of Dollars, but I specifically like called out the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly one because that's like one of my favorite scores.
It's great.
of all
But then
time.
they also like throw in the Peter Gunn theme, and that was weird.
Yeah.
And then I thought that it was kind of weird, the idea that this is obviously more than just inferred in the original that Timon and Pumbaa raised Simba, but there's a bit when he calls Timon Pops.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
thought that was really kind of
it made no sense because they don't do that in the original
because
movie.
their relationship is very much more like it's they're friends.
Yeah.
They never were having any sort of authority over Simba. You know, they were friends
Yeah.
that just happened to raise him. And in this, I thought that was kind of interesting, and I almost sort of wish that had been dealt with in some way, shape, or form, because Simba's relationship with Mufasa is really important in the first one, and I feel like this one kind of was just like, yeah, who?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
who?
I have a note on here that says, I think this may be one of the places where I got my love for meta humor, but watching it back, a lot of it is just overkill.
Well, especially because it doesn't stand on its own. And I think
No,
that's the
you
biggest
have
problem.
to. Yeah.
It's kind of like there's bits that remind me of Back to the Future Part 2, where there are the events that we saw from one angle are now seen from the other angle, and that's cool. I like that. But Back to the Future 2 is still its own story, and this is absolutely decidedly not.
Right.
Yeah.
This can only exist with the far superior movie playing in the background.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing that I really like about it, and I still like it. I mean, in my mind, it's still, I'm like, I watched it and I was like, oh yeah, and it's like, but I mean, I'm not saying anything like your thoughts on it are, I can see why, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I could see how that would be the case for you. I don't actually see this as like, maybe because I don't see it as a movie, like as an you say it doesn't at all hold up on its own. It's not, but like it's not really supposed to. It feels like this is like a full length bonus feature that
Kinda,
to me
yeah.
for me it's like when I watch it, I watch it again, it felt like I was watching like, there's been a lot of Lion King this week.
Yeah.
And he ain't lying.
Yeah.
And I ain't lying. So we went to go see 2019 Lion King. Terrible.
Still not invited.
I bought the
The original.
the original
on Blu-ray,
1994 Lion King on Blu-ray because I didn't have it, and then I rewatched it and I was like, oh, this is amazing. And then we just watched this Lion King 1.5. So like having seen all those things like kind of just in a relatively short span of time, this does feel like the Lion King, the original is just this. It brings up a lot of emotions for me, especially. It was one of my favorite movies growing up. I watched it all the time.
Yeah.
And then this one is just like, this is fun little bullshit. Like, and it's just Nathan Lane and the other actor that plays Pumbaa. I forget his name.
Ernie Sabella.
Yeah. It's just them fucking around, and like the whole thing's just like it's a dumb thing that I really enjoy because I like dumb shit.
Yeah.
And I think the jokes were funny. Like I love that bit where it's like all of this and the music plays. It's like I belong to somebody else. I love taking the piss.
Just like
out
that
of
because it's Marge Simpson.
But then there's the record
Also,
scratch.
yeah.
And it's just like, I get it.
No, but
And
I'm not. Okay, see, because I'm like, yes, that's what it's supposed. It's the lowest of like just when you're gonna make like a farce of a movie about another movie. Like I don't know. I enjoyed it. I understand it's not a good movie by any chance, but it was one that I enjoyed, and I remember it being something that I enjoyed. Whenever I watch it, I'm 14 years old or whatever, and it's kind of like that same dumbass 14-year-old humor where I'm just like, it's funny.
Is this the
It's
first
Lion
time
King.
Joe and I are on the same side versus you two being on the side against me, liking a movie?
I mean, it goes a little.
See what
There's
you've done,
movies
Amy?
that
You've
we
ruined our
watch.
dynamic.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean,
I've thrown us off balance.
I'm trying to
So
think
true will
about
not
the
hold.
movies because it's usually.
Usually it's like you two don't like the movie that I pick out, and I still like it for nostalgic reasons.
Goonies.
always.
I think I really loved it, and then you loved it. And
Yeah,
Johnny,
and then
you
I
were
was-
still
yeah,
kind of
exactly.
unimpressed.
Yeah.
Well, no, I guess so. But
I was like, I feel like we've had enough diverse movies.
Yeah, I
different
feel like-
What I've
kinds.
had enough of this kind of bullshit. That's what I've had enough of.
Well,
I
hey,
can't
get
admit
used
it's
to it
just
because
like
these are the types of movies. We were discussing this earlier today. I really only watched shitty Disney movies and just good Disney movies. I only watched Disney movies and shitty stuff when I was growing up because I thought that was good back then. And some of the stuff I haven't seen since then, and I think that's still good because nostalgia. Like Tower of Terror. It's bad.
Yeah.
I can say it's bad
bad.
now,
Yeah.
but I thought it was good 15 years ago. I do want to point out, I know, Joe, you haven't seen this movie, but you have Return of Jafar.
Yes.
I've seen
You did see it?
a long time ago, like when it very
there-
first came out, before you guys were born.
Yeah. Aladdin came out when I was 2.
Yeah. And
Don't
then-
patronize me, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry, Johnny. Did I
There-
make you upset?
There is a song that Timon sings called God, where did that
I
note?
thought the songs were all right.
Yeah.
They were packed in a little too much. Like the beginning, I had a real problem with the first act because it took a long time to explain the for them to frame the concept. It's just like just get into it,
Yeah.
you know. And then I felt like there's the first song. I was like, oh, okay, this song's all right. And then there was almost immediately after a second song. I was like, guys, slow down.
Well, anyways, okay, I like the Meerkat song at the beginning, but
Yeah.
Timon's song called "That's All I Need," which is a reworked version of Warthog Rhapsody, which is an ancestor of the song Hakuna Matata. That's the first fun fact of the day because there's so few of them. Yeah. But listening to that song, I have clips to play if we want to listen to it. But there is that song reminded me a lot of Iago's song when he breaks out of Jafar's lamp at the beginning of Return of Jafar.
Yeah, that's too detailed for me to remember.
Yeah, so that's why I have clips for us to listen to.
I'll tell you what I want, this cat is moving on, but he's a bone of his own, who's missing out on bone, like he a bigger cheese, far from the desert scene.
So that's the Timon song.
Oh, it is?
Yes. And then
I'm
this
not
is
gonna lie. I swear to God, I fell asleep a few times during this movie because
I did too.
I looked over at your screen, and there was like a bit towards the end, and I was like, "Was that in the movie I watched?"
And then this is the Iago song.
I never found a friend that I can trust. They promise caviar and leave me eating dust. That's some reward for loyalty. From here on in, I'm looking out for me.
I feel like they are very similar songs.
Yeah, they do sound similar. I think there's a very heavy Broadway influence in there. That's just kind of that kind of song.
But they're 10 years apart. Like the Iago song was came out 10 years before this movie.
Yeah. But I do feel like this
1994?
movie,
Yeah.
being SO, it's like a direct to home video film. They probably just reused assets. I feel like that's definitely. You know.
There were a couple. There was like a bit where Rafiki was sort of like meditating, and I'll bet you anything they grabbed that animation
course.
directly from
Yeah.
the original,
And they just, like-
then just like
Just
used
did-
it.
yeah.
because they've been using like the same Prince and Princess dance.
Yeah,
lining
the Sleeping
from-
Beauty
from
dance.
Sleeping Beauty.
It's
in
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, it's in a ton of movies.
Yeah, I mean, I know that's what Disney uses a lot too.
Yeah.
Especially in the hand animated stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like and this is like a budget. Like I don't know, that's kind of why I like this movie because it's just like it's not like an actual movie to me. It's just like a throwaway thing. Like
It's a one joke deal. But
Pretty
it's a one
much.
joke for all.
for like an hour.
An hour and 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because the thing is, too, is like I was kind of like the movie starts, and I did feel like they kept peppering in the characters from the first movie just to be like, I know we don't have
remember?
great characters in this one other than Timon and Pumbaa, so we're gonna.
Yeah, it's like you remember this moment?
It's like Shenzi and
Yeah.
Ed and.
Yeah.
But I love
and-
that stuff.
No, it's great, but then like for a moment I was like, oh my God, they ate Uncle Max, and I was actually kind of like, this is actually gonna surprise me, you know,
Yeah.
because like Mufasa's death is scarring.
yeah.
I watched that film.
No pun
and
intended.
I know, and I am still traumatized by that death, and
Yeah.
it's
Everyone's
heartbreaking.
traumatized. Yeah.
And so I was thinking like, whoa, this movie's gonna, and then like that you hear like eating, and I was like, my God, they're just underground safe while they listen to Uncle Max be consumed by
Yeah.
3 hyenas, and then he just drops in and his butt's been nibbled.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I was just like, what the fuck.
Why would you
Yeah.
expect? I mean, I don't understand why you would expect the exact same emotional weight of 1994 classic, like
With a 2004.
with a 2004 direct-to-video, like
that includes
bullshit.
a fart joke.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. I
That hot
don't-
tub thing. I remember not liking that hot tub thing back then.
I kept waiting for that to happen, and then I was like, "Is it gonna? Maybe it's not. Maybe it really is a hot spring." And then finally, Pumbaa gets out, and I was like, "Oh yeah, okay, there it is."
It also was very weird for me to like for them to cause like Pumbaa farts and causes all of the animals to bat like
Yeah, that's so stupid. I love it.
I did love it. It's like,
Why?
oh, the rhinos are.
I know.
bowing.
They're like, oh, the rhinos are running. We should probably bow. It's like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
I thought that was. I did think that was as funny as the movie got.
I thought that was.
and they're
pretty
the reason
funny.
that all of the animals fall during I Just Can't Wait to Be
Yeah.
King. Like,
Yeah.
ugh!
Yeah, it's too. That's what I mean by the continuity porn. It's just too much harkening.
But
back
it's
to the
like
original.
it's like I don't know. Maybe in my mind, I don't actually like. I don't when I watch The Lion King, I'm not like, oh, Timon and
Yeah,
Pumbaa
yeah,
caused
yeah,
that.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
this movie exists solely in its own. It's I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Its
a
own
weird thing.
ecosystem.
Pretty much like, and it's I am Timon and Pumbaa watching the movie with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they were fast
Yeah.
forwarding and pausing and making commentary. Like that's what that movie is to me. Like this movie, this Lion King 1.5, and I like that it's called 1.5.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's funny speaking. You saying that it's like you are Timon and Pumbaa watching this movie with them. There's the bit when Pumbaa gets up and Timon is humming "It's a Small World" and everything, and then Pumbaa comes back with it. Yeah, and
he's
he's like,
like
"Did you
picking his-
blow your nose?"
No, he's like, "Oh, did you pick your nose?" He's like, "No, it was itchy on the inside."
I thought that was funny. Honestly, like I really enjoyed that. And when he comes back with snacks, I was thinking, Amy,
Yeah. Me.
snacks.
Snacks.
Snacks, the queen of snacks.
But I did. So I said here, Pumbaa is Amy's spirit animal when
Yep.
he went to get snacks.
It's true.
I was
And-
constantly getting snacks while watching this movie.
Well,
I mean, you're just
like any
constantly
other
getting
movie.
snacks anyways.
I did the one bit that I did really like was the wildebeest stampede, and then Pumbaa goes, "Shall we run for our lives?" And then he's
Yes,
like,
that's-
"Yes," and then they just like take off. Like that was great. That was really funny.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
There's, like I'm saying, this whole movie is just, it's so dumb that it works.
It is
for
dumb.
me personally.
It is dumb because you know what? Nala calls Rafiki a baboon, and we've already been over this. He is not a baboon.
Oh my
Although
god.
I do love, I caught this in.
He says I'm not a baboon.
Yeah, well, because he's like, because he says it means. It's like, what does it even mean, anyways? Because he's singing the song. He's like, it means you're a baboon, and I am not. And there's that bit in the original movie where he,
Yeah.
you know,
I
that's what
completely forgot about that until I rewatched it.
Yeah, I was rewatching it, and I was like,
oh,
that's
yeah.
funny, because he's not, because Joe made a huge stink about him not being goddamn baboon. And I just
And
thought
Robert
that was
Keane
funny.
was so great as Rafiki.
He really
So
is.
good.
And that's another thing. As much as, I mean, I've been, listener, you don't know this, but I have been railing against the 2019 remake of The Lion
We
King.
have all been.
Yes,
But
but,
like in his
I
own
have been
personal
going.
time, he's been
I've
yelling at
been
people on the street.
exactly
He's printed out
starting
pamphlets.
blogs. I'm making YouTube videos. I have
Yes,
a YouTube account.
He was starting a march.
Solely, a one-man march on the streets of Burbank, going to the Disney offices. But the voice acting in this new movie is god awful. It's just fucking terrible. And even though what's his name, John, the guy,
John Oliver?
no, not John Oliver, King T'Chaka,
Oh, John Connie.
John Connie, great actor,
Yeah.
terrible Rafiki.
And that's terrible because he's got such a great voice.
He does, but
Yeah.
he doesn't even speak that much in this new one.
No, he has like, what,
He's got like
3
maybe like
lines?
5
Really?
lines at
Yeah.
most. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
they
then-
really
and-
do nothing with Rafiki.
Yeah, they really don't. And for a character that's like
so important. Like
so
a key
he is one of
side
my
character.
favorite characters in the original Lion King. Like, it's so good. So I like that they have Rafiki and it's Robert
Guillaume.
Guillaume.
Yeah.
Because he's just phenomenal. And even like when I was rewatching like the original Lion King, I'm like, oh god, it's so good.
He's so good.
He's so good. As you know, it's that bit where he's just
Yeah. And even just like I was thinking about it, like when he's sitting there and he says and he's like, you knew my father. He's like, correction.
I know
your
your father.
father.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what?
And then, but also the way he's just like, he's like, you see, he
Yeah.
lives in you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
God, that movie.
He's like, look,
It's
close.
so good.
It is good.
I'm so glad I got it on Blu-ray.
Me,
Yeah, me
too.
too.
That's
Me
a
too.
recent
God.
purchase.
Yeah, that's a
I
recent
bought it
purchase
as
for
soon
me,
as it came
too.
out because I was afraid that they were going to do that vault shit again. So I
that's
bought it. As
that's
soon as it came
officially
out.
done now.
Is it?
Well, I mean, it's going to be all digital now.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
But-
yeah, well, all
it'll
digital.
be all on Disney Plus.
And it's
Yeah.
all on Disney Plus. But yeah, I remember what's his name, Bob Iger, whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah.
Saying like with the release of Disney Plus, essentially Disney Vault is going to be gone because all of their shit is going to
just
be
always
there.
be
Yeah.
available.
And also, I mean, now you can just get all their stuff digitally anyway, so it's been gone for
Yeah.
a minute.
So they're not releasing anything physically anymore?
No, they'll do that. It's just that they're not going to take things off the market
Okay.
anymore.
yeah, pretty much.
So, maybe Disney Club members will be getting some new shit. I'm excited for that. I'm a Disney Club movie club member.
She's a card-carrying Disney Club member.
I will say something that did shock me about this film.
Mm-hmm.
Pumbaa didn't help raise Simba at all.
Mm-hmm.
He like
No, because
not
they were
one
supposed
time
to.
did he wake
They were
up.
doing the mom and dad dynamic where
Yeah, yeah,
Timon was the mom and Pumbaa was the dad.
I got that.
But like,
But that's sexism. That is.
It is. Although it is interesting.
It takes a man to be a father.
I mean, he had 2 dads.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was pretty
Hey, it's
progressive
pretty-
for
yeah.
2004.
And Timon and Pumbaa did sleep together.
They did. Slept in the same bed.
I did think it was cute when because I knew Timon was gonna take the bigger bed. but
Yeah,
then-
when he
Yeah.
first makes it, when he likes to
like,
his
he
thing.
goes like that. It's like a dog. Like
Yeah,
he
he
circles it a
just
bunch of
circles around.
times. and
Not
puts,
only
like,
a dog,
one
but
leg
a
in.
cat. If a cat, I fits, I sits. It's
Yeah.
cat's motto.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny is so that we have this basket at home, and it's Maya size, but Oso gets in it, and then Wesley gets in there with him.
Oh, I can see the two of them just cuddled together.
Yeah, and so they cuddle in there, and it's really cute. And so I did think about that when it's,
Yeah. Oh, I found Luna in my closet in the most tiny, awkward of places. That's anywhere but the bed that I have in my closet for her to sleep on. So that is why some of my clothes have fur on them all the time.
Some of your clothes.
And some of them is because
All of your clothes have fur on them.
I
all the
like to
time.
hold my cat. I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
Sorry, not
But
So-
you will
Are
be.
you guys ready for the very few fun facts I have?
Yeah.
you advertised an extremely fun
I didn't
fact earlier
advertise.
today.
Well, I
I'm ready
advertised an
for some
extremely fun
fun.
fact for Joe. Maybe not for Johnny because he wouldn't care.
Johnny hates facts. He lives in
but-
a post-fact society.
Hell yeah, baby! It's all about that meme economy.
Comma me.
Excuse me.
You said it, comma me.
The fuck did you say to me?
I'm going to do the two boring ones first. Zazu's name is misspelled as Zasu in the credits.
I will say the person I mean, as an impersonator myself, I appreciate how difficult it is to get somebody's voice correctly.
Oh yeah, they
But
did
the
not
guy
do
that
Rowan Atkinson
at all.
At all.
Like that was the most phoned in baloney I've ever heard.
Baloney.
And then, while The Lion King is based on Hamlet, this film clearly takes inspiration from the play Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are Dead.
Yeah.
What is that?
Which features the events of Hamlet through the eyes of two minor characters.
Ah.
Yeah, it's because it's classic. And I think Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, it's like they don't show up until the very end.
Which
of
it sounds like.
Hamlet.
It sounds like.
That makes it more interesting because I had no idea.
Oh really?
Well, I don't know. I have no idea what this Rosencrantz whatever is. I'm guessing that's not a Shakespeare play, right? That's
No. It's so
It's something-
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are the two characters
I
in the
get that,
original
I
one.
get that.
But yeah, it's like a separate Broadway
it's like a
thing.
play that
Yeah.
somebody like after the fact.
Yeah.
See, I kind of like it more now. I like this movie more now.
It's Shakespearean.
I feel like reading this title reminds me of like the two characters from Oh Hello. Like
Oh,
it's just
yeah.
two like very Jewish names.
Yeah, it's just
They should be sitting in a cafe eating bagels and lox. Be like,
Too much tuna.
sorry guys, I'm dying.
Don't die, Amy.
we
then
all
here-
knew it was going to happen sooner rather than later.
Here's my last fun fact. There are 20 hidden Mickeys, including an actual Mickey, throughout the film.
Yeah,
Good God, that's a lot of Mickeys.
yeah. I did remember that
Did you
they
see
had
all of them?
No, but I remember that I think on the DVD they have like a game. Isn't there like a game where it's like spot the Mickeys or something like that?
So Amy is listener. Amy
Hidden
is,
Mickey hunt.
Yeah, see.
yeah, she's
Yeah.
consulting
Because I remember it had a
her
lot. Her book.
ridiculously over heavy.
This thing is like
Overweight
a solid
DVD
pound and a
case.
half. Of
Well,
DVD.
because it's 2004, the height of DVDs.
Like, DVD packaging.
Yeah.
This is DVD's era.
It's got like a rigid
it's got a
slip
rigid,
case.
a rigid slipcase
That
with a
opens as a book.
Velcro. Listen to this. Is this some good ASMR?
Yeah, maybe somebody enjoying that out there. But like inside is a book, and what's in the book? Like the cover.
Oh,
opens
the cover
like a
opens
book.
into like a book, and it has like all of the bonus features.
Yeah, I
listed.
mean, I remember
Instead
this.
of having it on the back of the packaging or the back of the box, it's listed. Oh, they do have it on back of
Yeah,
box.
but they like break it all out.
Yeah, and they give you pictures like there is a Raven Simone music video.
Oh shit.
I remember renting this movie, and I mean, this is one of the things that I loved about DVDs. I still love about like home media as it is now. Is all the extra stuff. Which people
Oh yeah, I love
seem
bonus
to have like.
features.
You know, it's
Well,
not really.
that's our
It's
thing.
not. It's not an important thing. I mean, obviously, here at Chow Factory, it's like the thing that we do.
Yeah.
But like that was my love of just going to, you know, Hollywood Video, picking out a DVD, and I would make my decisions based on what the bonus features.
Yeah.
were.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what I'm
I
saying?
mean, like I'm looking at this.
Bonus features are like my first film school, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much. Like that's.
I think
that's exactly
that's
is.
kind of what got me. Like we were talking about this today. It's like, why are you into film? It's the bonus features.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, as somebody who had an interest in filmmaking and the creative process that goes into it,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
all that stuff, all that exponential, all the what's the word I'm looking for? More supplemental,
Yeah.
supplemental.
That's why I was like super stoked on that Harry Potter set
Yeah,
I got yesterday. But I think I'm more excited about these bonus features in this because they feel even more mockumentary. Like there's an entire Timon mockumentary in here narrated by Peter Graves. There is
That's
a
pretty
Who
great.
Wants to Be a Millionaire with Meredith Vieira featuring Timon.
That's
like
great.
this is like even more meta than the movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
these
and
bonus
that's
features.
kind of why I maybe enjoy it, because it's this fun idea of a movie that happens to be a movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just stupid. It's all just stupid shit, and I, for one, love it. I especially like it because it's stupid shit, like kind of taking the piss out of a really important and fundamental, like really like important movie to me personally, but also just
Yeah.
to filmmaking and animation in general. So I kind of like that both can exist in the same kind of family.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess, do we want to? I mean, I think we both, Joe and I, can say, does it hold up? No.
I don't think it ever did, though.
No.
I don't think that was its point.
Yes, I agree with you. Like, does it hold up? No, because Joe was right. It never did. Do I enjoy it? Fuck yeah. And will I watch it again?
Probably not.
Probably, yeah, but I will.
will.
I don't see. I don't know. I haven't checked my Blu-ray, but I really was hoping that it would have that movie in as a bonus feature. Like I'm saying, it's like the perfect supplement. Like
They're not
supplementary.
gonna do. Disney's gonna want your money.
I mean,
for
maybe,
this.
but I mean, it's
Is 1.5 or 3 on Blu-ray? On
No.
It's not.
Oh,
on
no,
Blu-ray,
no.
Oh,
Not
well
at
then,
all.
yeah, I don't see why.
I don't exactly like tacking it on as an SD bonus
Yeah,
feature.
Yeah,
Why not?
but it's
I'm
not,
looking
right?
to see if
I don't
it's
think
on,
it is.
I'm checking Disney Movie Club. It'll probably.
I'm
be
pretty
on
sure
there.
it's not,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
But it was weird because when I popped it into my Blu-ray player, like it popped up and it was like the Lion King collection. That's what it was. That's what it was like
Oh.
labeled as. And I was like, whoa! It's like maybe there's like another. Maybe they do have the 1.5. You know,
Ooh,
that'd
Lion
be
King
great.
1.5 Blu-ray DVD and digital code.
Oh,
wow.
okay. So then they probably
Interesting.
do want it purchased separately.
Yeah.
But
It is
I mean, I don't know.
$11.98 Disney Club member.
But I mean, I would definitely watch it again, and I would. I mean, yeah, I would show it to people if they. I mean, like I'm saying, this is. I don't know. This is. If I ever have kids, I definitely want them to see this.
I was like, what was with that running? I was running slower so you could catch up to me.
Like I love that. I don't know. I just especially because The Lion King is just so. It's a movie that's like fundamental to me as a person.
Yeah.
That I'm like, oh, the thing that I really like, they're just taking the piss out of it, and it's hilarious, and I like it.
I think that might be why I like the 2 Aladdin sequels so much. They're not good movies.
Yeah.
They are definitely direct to DVD sequels, and I really would love us to watch them, at least one of them.
Yeah.
But I really I love them so much because Aladdin is such a fundamental part of who I am.
True. Yeah.
I think for me, it would have been more successful if it had been like just as funny, just as meta. That's fine, but had some serious elements to it. Something, some bits just to pin on a little better. You know, like that bit.
Some
when-
bits that could just be itself that need.
Yeah.
That didn't need.
Yeah,
to be
that didn't
tagged
just
with, like, a
need to be
joke or, like,
constantly
a
in your face and
gag or,
funny,
like,
and you know what I mean, like
things
like
that
that.
could breathe. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. To sort
Yeah,
of cleanse the
I
palate.
feel like
There's-
it needed more heartfelt moments.
Yeah, if it
there's
just
like
had-
no memorable heartfelt moments.
But
in
that's
this.
I don't know. That's the thing.
there's that bit where like I don't even remember what's happening, but like Pumbaa turns around and he's looking really sad, and you can see, and that's when they pause the movie
Yeah.
and everything. But I really
Oh,
feel
it's
like
the bit where it's the bit where
he basically is like,
well, Timon finds a place that he likes, and this is before they become like really friends, and he's like, all right, like this is all mine, and he's like, oh well, okay, I guess I'll go now.
yeah,
And he's like, well, you could stay if you want to, like
yeah.
But yeah, like those moments, they don't, because it's not. I don't know, because it's not the Lion King. It's not.
Yeah.
You know.
The hula scene is one of my favorite scenes in The Lion King. I love it so much.
There have been so many times in my own personal life that'll be like, what do you want me to do? Dress and drag and do the hula?
Yeah, when I was editing my original animated review, I think I watched that scene 4 times before actually inserting into the edit because I was just like, this is so much fun.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's so good. Makes you wonder where they got the lays though. You know, the flower necklace.
I know what a lay is, Joe. Your joke just fell flat.
No, it's not a joke. I wonder where the hell they got the lace during this essentially like battle, this war.
But where did they get the grass skirt too, Joe? The grass is all dry.
Where did they get the apple when they put the apple in Pumbaa's mouth?
They did not bring it all the way
He's a
from
big
the
pig.
oasis.
It's a big. You can be
You
a
can
big too.
Oi!
And with that,
And with that, let us know your favorite direct-to-DVD sequel or
Yeah.
direct-to-VHS. You know, you can even go back
Direct
that
to
far.
home video.
This
Direct-to-home
was
video.
probably released on VHS.
Oh, it definitely was.
yeah.
It definitely
Oh, yeah,
was.
probably was. But you can tell us that on Twitter or Instagram at Nostalgitis, NOSTALGITIS, or on email, nostalgiaeffectpod@gmail.com. I am doing a survey. It's probably over by the time that you guys listen to this on Twitter.
You guy. It's one guy.
Yeah, you person.
Listener.
Listener on Twitter telling us where you listen to podcasts the most. Right now, and iTunes is winning. I want to do a little survey to see if I want to put the full episodes up on YouTube. If you want us to put these up on YouTube, if you listen to it more there, let me know. I will start doing that. But anyways, thank you guys so much for listening, and don't forget to be kind and rewind.
And a Hakuna Matata. Yeah,
What
It
It's
means
bitches.
no worries.
Oh, it means no worries. I'm sorry.
What's Hakuna Matata?
Nothing. What's Hakuna Matata with you?
No, it's a motto. And then what's a motto?
Fuck you, Joe. You don't always have to be right.
Bye, guys.